back again for another episode of the Young Millionaire in Training podcast. Man, it's so great to be back with you all. The first couple of episodes, so just to kind of recap, we had the origin episode, which you may want to go back and listen to. We had 2 weeks so far of if you use it, you should own it. Then also the last episode we had was the 9 steps to financial freedom, the Young Millionaire in Training 9 steps to financial freedom. So now we're going to turn up the heat a little bit, and we're actually going to start breaking those steps down. So I just kind of want to recap a little bit on the steps before we get started. So first step, commit to a mindset. Second, acquire all necessary insurances. Third, build a logical emergency fund. The fourth, bills paid on a 3 to 12 month cycle, a debt freedom plan, begin investing for retirement and savings, create 3 to 7 streams of income, create generational wealth, and finally live your life on your terms. Okay, so the one that we're going to tackle first, commit to a mindset. Out of all of these, this one is by far the most important. It's by far the most important. It's hands down the most important. All the rest of them, you can do them, but if you haven't built in that mindset, it's not really going to really mean anything to you. This one will also serve you the best in all aspects of your life, not even just financially, just in your career, in your family life. Literally everything in life starts with a mindset. So I want to break down the Young Millionaire in Training mindset, but also really understanding your mindset as a person, as a human being, as an individual that wants to be successful in life. So number one, commit to a mindset. So let's kind of get into the definition of what a mindset is, and then we'll talk more about the Young Millionaire in Training mindset specifically. So understanding that many things in life are based upon your mindset and based upon your perception. So if you've ever listened to any self-help, any self-improvement, self-development, they talk a lot about mindset and the way that you view things and perceive them. But the actual definition of mindset, and I want to actually read this one here because I want to make sure we get it perfectly right and perfectly correct. An established set of attitudes held by someone. Let's say that again. An established set of attitudes held by someone. So what are your established set of attitudes that you have? So what we have to start to break down in order for us to understand first, what are our established set of attitudes? Even if you can recognize that, when did you establish them? And then how do we change them as need be to accomplish the goal that we're trying to accomplish, whatever that may be? So it's important to understand that your mindset, and we're going to get a little deep. So we're going to talk about financial stuff, but we're going to get a little deep. To be totally honest with you, this episode is probably, or this topic, this first step is probably going to be 2, maybe even 3 episodes, but I know probably at least 2 for us to really get into it, because I want to really break this down and really help people start to make a breakthrough so that you can start to change your situation and start to change your life in the way that you want. So mindset, you have to understand that it functions very largely and very heavily off of your subconscious, and your subconscious develops until you're about 7 years old. Or let me rephrase. The bulk of the items in your subconscious are based upon concepts that you were given up to being 7 years old. So according to a study done in 2017 by research at Harvard, it was medically reviewed by Dr. Karen Gill, and it was written by Julia Fraga. And this was, once again, in December 21st of 2017. It says, the great Greek philosopher Aristotle once said, "Give me a child until he's 7 and I'll show you the man." So it's not to say that you're stuck at the concepts that you understand from 7 and that's just who you are. The difference is everything before 7, someone gave you your understanding and interpretation. Everything after 7, you were able to create your own understanding and interpretation based on what you were giving and how you interpreted things that you were given initially. Now, what I mean by that, a lot of times we talk about parental influence. So depending on the way that your parents had you understand money and finances up till 7 and whatever they gave you has a big structure upon how you see things after 7. So once again, I want to kind of go over that. Let's touch that again. Everything before the age of 7, you were given how to understand it and the interpretation at which you understood it. Everything after 7, you were able to create your own understanding and your own interpretation of the way that you understand things based on how you were taught to perceive things before you were 7. And this is why environment is so important. So whatever environment you grew up in has a really large influence on why it is that you do the things that you do. You know, you always heard it, bird of a feather flock together. You hang around 5 millionaires, you will be the 6. You hang around 5 crackheads, you will be the 6. Environment is so big. So in order to change your subconscious, you have to first change your environment. Once you change your environment, it allows you to stimulate your subconscious differently, thusly allowing you to change your mindset. Okay, so let's kind of recap that again, because I want to make sure we go slow on this and really get an understanding of what it is that I'm saying. The journey that you're setting out financially is based on your mindset and the way that you perceive things, which is a set of established attitudes. The mindset is fed through your subconscious. So if you figure out how to reprogram your subconscious mind, you can figure out how to reprogram your mindset. Now, let me explain again, or kind of explain something a little bit different. Let me talk to you about how strong your subconscious mind is. When you walk around, you don't sit and say left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You just walk. But mind you, you had to learn how to walk. I have a 2-year-old daughter. She learned how to walk at about probably 10 months old or so. She learned how to walk. But she had to do just that, learn how to walk. You don't come out of the womb knowing how to walk. It's beat into your subconscious, and you do it so much that it almost seems automatic, but it's not automatic. That's when people go through trauma, which we're going to talk about that. When people go through traumatic injuries or traumatic brain injuries, they have to learn how to walk. They have to learn how to talk again because that subconscious mind was interrupted. And we're going to talk about interrupting that subconscious here shortly. I'm going to give you another example. Think about the last time that you drove your car. Okay, you rode. And think about all the times when you say, man, I don't even remember all the turns I made, but I arrived at my destination. Like when you're driving home from work. Now think back again to that last time that you drove your car. Can you name 3 cars, 3 vehicles that you saw on your way home? Can you name 3 of those? Probably not. But we know that you saw every single one of them because you didn't hit it. So we know you saw it. But why can you not remember if you were driving the car? You were driving it, but you were not driving it with your conscious mind. You were driving it with your subconscious mind. That's why when you see those red brake lights, you snap to real quick. Oh, wow, I got to stop. But you don't sit there and say, wow, it is brake lights. Let me apply pressure with my right leg onto the brake pedal. Your subconscious mind takes care of that. So think about all the things that you do on a day-to-day basis that you subconsciously do, and think about how strong your subconscious mind must be to make sure that you can function in that way. And that's what's running everything, that subconscious mind. So until you can change your subconscious mind and how that functions, you can't change your mindset, because your subconscious mind is going to be what is that catalyst to get your conscious mind and your mindset where it needs to be, so that you can make the choices and the decisions that you need to make.